Hello, everybody. Hey, I am Gary Palmer Jr.ETH. You're you, and together we are minting coins, hanging out this fine, fabulous Monday, 12/12/22. Seems like a pretty cool digit. I wonder who owns 121222.ETH. But this is Metaverse Monday, where we are exploring and comparing different metaverses. And what we are exploring right now, at least today, unless other stuff comes up, you never know. We're going to be taking a look at DCL, Decentraland, which we took a look at the previous Metaverse Monday. And we're going to be looking at Crypto Voxels, aka Voxels. They did a name rebrand, which we looked at a couple Mondays ago. Starting this off, we may have some other guests coming in, but right now we have 184 in the door. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you, Gary? How was your weekend?
Hey, it was great. Had a great weekend. I went to a ball and I danced and it was great.
Now, was that a Metaverse ball or a real ball?
It was an IRL ball. Yeah, it was a real life ball with real life people looking real good, drinking a little liquor, doing a little dance, and doing a lot more dance after that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, it was just cool to get out of the house, and yeah, I like a good blend of non-digital and digital. I like a good blend of metaverse and non-metaverse. I think it's good to get in the real world. I think it's good to get in the metaverse. I think that all of it is a healthy part of a balanced living environment. I'm just doing some extra tweeting, but very cool. What did you do this weekend? If you want to share.
Yeah, I'll share a little bit. I didn't do too much other than watch the football and a few trips around the neighborhood. So my wife's a little ill at the moment, so we can't venture too far. She's fine though. And yeah, so just walk the neighborhood, enjoy the little strolls where we could. Otherwise, I was watching the football and what happened on Friday and Saturday. So the World Cup, and I live in Portugal. We had on Friday, we had the Brazilians lose, which meant a large portion of the population got sad. And then on Saturday, the Portuguese lost. So now the whole nation is sad. Sunday, people walked around a little bit despondent, a little bit disconnected. And yeah, there was this sort of this vibe going on. Otherwise, it was a little bit of crypto, a little bit of ENS. I enjoyed plugging in actually on the weekend for the first time in a while. And yeah, excited for Metaverse Monday. I do not know much about Crypto Voxels at all. And Decentraland, that was new to me last week when we jumped on after about a year away. So Crypto Voxels is the one I'm most intrigued about. But I am prepared with my 184.dcl. I do have my name. And tell me, Voxels, are there ENS names? How do you have your identity? Or is that something you'll cover later?
Yeah, good question. And that's definitely something that we can take a look at in terms of what's going on with the voxels. My understanding from back in the day is that voxels, they did have their own naming system. And in addition to having their own naming system, you can either use one of their own custom names. They're like voxels naming, like NFTs. They like roll, it's like their own system. Hopefully someday they revisit that and integrate better into, ENS. But my understanding is that you can choose between a voxels name or you can choose between an ENS name. Versus what Decentraland did, which what Decentraland did was make their Decentraland name the same thing as the ENS name, right? Yeah, but we can definitely go in terms of the exploring and the comparing and the contrasting. That's something that we can definitely take a look at, the naming system, right? Specifically the naming system. And I suppose we could, get right into it. If you haven't already, please like this video, because it's awesome when you like the video, because we really like the engagement. Comment as much as you want. I should get like a comment, like our comment. How's this look? Yes, like our comment. I think I can edit these. How do I edit these? There we go. And we can show. Yeah, so like or comment now. Yeah, so like this video, subscribe. Visit us at mintingcoins.com, become a member. And your contribution gets you access to our members-only area, members-only content, members-only videos. And in addition to that, you are helping to support the work that we are doing at Minting Coins. You're helping to support the work that we are doing at Web3 Domains. And we need and appreciate all the support that we can get. So really appreciate you being here, you being part of the community, your membership, and just your patronage. So like and subscribe, and we'll get more into it now. Cool. So yeah, so you want to start with voxels? We might have a couple other people on the show today, and they're going to be more Decentraland focused. So yeah, maybe we can jump into voxels. I know some of them are interested in knowing a little bit about voxels as well. So yeah, so this is voxels.com. Looks like it automatically takes me right over to my, what is this? So I'm logged in, GaryPalmerJr.eth. I have a name, GaryPalmerJr.eth. If I click on this to answer your question, because you have such good questions, 184, it says I can switch my name. And so it looks like I have GaryPalmerJr.eth. If you have an ENS name, make sure you set up the reverse resolution, and then it'll appear in the list below. So it does not go off all the names in your controller deal. Sometimes when you log into these things, it says, hey, pick any of the names that you have listed under your controller address. These folks have it. I'm not sure if this is more appropriate or not, but for them, they want it to be the primary name of your wallet. But in addition to that, I also have these crypto voxel names. I bought Gary Palmer Jr., Gary Palmer Jr., or Gary Palmer and Gary Palmer Jr. And so I have both of these crypto voxels names that I can use right inside the platform. So it's kind of, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about it, right? Because it's like, I feel like I'm forced. Whatever your brand is, you're basically forced to double your brand, right? Because it's not like, there's Tezos, right? There's .tez, there's .bnb, whatever, right? There's .ada, there's .sol, there's all these different things. And we're going to be living in a blockchain sort of like a multi-blockchain world. Did we talk about that? You're a believer in the multi-blockchain world?
Yeah, certainly. There's just also always going to be one leader. Right.
Yeah, I look at it like Zipf's law, right? Zipf's law is a power of distribution law. And the largest in when you deal with large networks, the largest in a large network is the largest, and the second largest in a network is the second largest, and then it long tails, you know, at some point after that. So the second largest city in the world is half as the size of the largest city in the world. So I think that power law distribution will be similar with Zipf's law we'll see in blockchain. And you know, really, I see, you know, like, say, what do we got? Like, what's a good layer 2? Like, it's possible that there could be a layer 2 name service, and like not even a layer 2 name service, a separate layer 1 name service on a separate layer 1 blockchain. Like, hypothetically, I can't think of a good example because I don't like any of these blockchains, but you know, like Sol has admin keys and it goes down all the time, and you know, but you know, so within the Sol ecosystem. Yeah, I'll just use Sol as an example. So within a Sol ecosystem, I'm sure you can send from .sol to .sol addresses. But in the greater world, ENS is going to be, I think, the dominant naming system, partly because I think Ethereum is going to be the dominant blockchain in the power distribution of all these blockchains. And so within the Solana ecosystem, like, sure, you might be good at the Sol, but if you have an ENS, and ENS theoretically is going to work in both systems because ENS is popular and because of CCIP, which is EIP 3668, which is the cross-chain interoperability protocol. And the cross-chain interoperability protocol is going to help communicate, data between blockchain to blockchain or non-blockchain to blockchain, blockchain to off-chain. So I think ENS is going to be the dominant chain. And then it's like, then you have a similar situation inside crypto voxels where your crypto voxels address, it's like, yeah, you can have a crypto voxels name, but then your name is stuck within that universe. So it's a gated silo name. But at least, and this is inside the Ethereum ecosystem, that, they're already giving you the option between a crypto voxels name, which is just for their universe, or a .eth, which is for the whole ecosystem. Yeah, so it's just a really interesting to think about naming systems inside naming systems. It feels a little messy having both, but I guess it's great that if I was to come to crypto voxels and if my name was taken, right, say Gary Palmer Jr. was taken, if I came into crypto voxels, I would have to tell everybody, hey, I'm Gary Palmer Jr.eth. And it's fortunate for the system and the network and myself that they allow the .eth names, because then I can just use my primary name without having to register for a new crypto voxels name. But the downside is that then I'd have to tell other people, I'd have to say, hey, listen, there's another person called Gary Palmer Jr. just inside crypto voxels, and that is not me. You know what I mean? I am not, that's a different Gary Palmer Jr. And I got to explain to them, I'm the real Gary Palmer Jr. because I got the .eth.
Which this kind of goes to the whole network effects discussion, and there will be one leader. It may be that there is that in-game Gary Palmer Jr., but that Gary Palmer Jr., even though that's the official one for the game, the .eth becomes the one that people revere more than the alternative. And these not to sort of get too focused on ENS names, but I mean, just talking about Ethereum in general, that .eth is the, for want of a better phrase, the flex. And just like Ethereum is the flex, and so there are other blockchains, but they also choose to be, EVM compatible because they want to be able to have a chance at survival. They want to be able to have a chance at garnering some sort of a customer base or a network base. So if .eth is always allowed, in my opinion, it doesn't matter what the native naming system is. The flex will always revert back to the .eth in time. It will always revert back to whatever has network effects. And I think that because we're tying identity to ENS, and Ethereum is ENS, it's I'm stuck in a loop right now, but basically I think that these alternative in-game identities will have some sort of value, but over time that will get carved away as people say, I want the universal thing. I don't want just the one location identity. I want it everywhere. Yeah,
and it's going to be, if this keeps up, that's going to be desired or sought after, right? It's like if Voxels becomes a dominant network and ENS becomes a dominant network, because Ethereum becomes a dominant network too, right? It's all sort of interconnected. Then it's like a monopoly almost, where, yeah, someone's going to want their namespace across all of them, where the .eth is going to be the one you're going to most want. But if you're 184.eth in, let's call it real life, you're gonna want to have your 184 voxels name, and you're gonna want to have your 184 Decentraland name. And depending what projects you're into, if you're into the .earth project, you might want to try to consider. I mean, that'd actually be a little expensive because those are extra. But yeah, but depending what community that you're in, you're gonna be really attached to your name or number or however you roll.
So I can speak to that because I did get 184.earth. I didn't mince it. I had to buy it off secondary. I had to buy it off secondary, and I have thought about getting it on other different
Well,
You know,
voxels are taken, so you can't get it there.
so I have thought about getting it on various super domains, but you do have to ask yourself, where does it end? And the one thing that I sleep easy with is, you know, my name is my name on .eth, and that above all matters to me. So
Right.
whilst it felt nice to get the .earth one, and it felt nice when you got me the DCL one, I'm not that fast. And if someone does want to impersonate, I'm quite happy with what I have. Just like if 184 no longer becomes my identity, as long as it's on .eth, I think I'll sleep easy, and I won't be chasing the others. But if I'm not able to use .eth, yeah, maybe I will have FOMO, because if to their detriment, let's say Decentraland said you can never use your .eth, you can only use a DCL. Maybe I will feel FOMO because I want to be inside that metaverse. But until then, until that robust future, it doesn't bother me. How do you feel about that? Do you need it across all super domains?
The answer is no until the answer is yes.
It's a good answer.
So partly, like what I'm saying, like an example of voxels, the most I like you said, you mirror the same sentiment as me, where you have the strength of knowing that you have the .eth for voxels, and that's the name that really matters, is the .eth. But in Decentraland, it's a little bit different. In Decentraland, you have to have a Decentraland name, which is also an ENS name, but you have to have a Decentraland name. And so if Decentraland becomes very large and people start hanging out in Decentraland like people hang out in Facebook or whatever, then, you know, it's going to be really popular. If it's really popular, then it's going to be really hard for you to, you know, have your identity, right? I mean, if it's really cool and really popular, you're gonna go to Decentraland and say, "Hey, I want my .eth name to be my name because I can't be 184 because it's in a wallet and they lost their keys and that name is gone forever." Perhaps. So I'm trying to see if I can find 184 for Decentraland. I'm not sure if this is it. This must be it. 2021 voxels. Seems like it. Somebody really buying the numbers?
What do they cost?
New. They're free to mint, and then they're whatever you can give for them. So like Black Hole, your name could be Blood Sport or Black Hole or Blood Moon or Dark Witch. These are all 0.001. Oh, I thought this had goat for a second. But yeah, so this one is Blood Moon, right? Make sure I'm reading this right. It looks like Blood Moon, owned by this person. Minted 2 months ago. Yeah, so I'm in here and I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find 184, but when I search 184, it just gets Scorpion. Where else can I look? I could look Gem, right? So I'm going to copy this address, assuming it works. I'm going to go to Gem. I'm going to paste this address. It's not going to come up because it's Polygon. Gem doesn't do Polygon. I guess not. All right, where else can I go? Looks rare.
So what got you into voxels back in the day?
So super resistant to voxels at first because I was already into Decentraland. And then other people had voxels. And yeah, I'm not seeing it. And other people had voxels, and I guess Rare Pizzas is one of the people that had a lot like Voxels land. Yeah, so I'm not finding it. And yeah, so rare pizzas, had their land, and I guess what sold me on it. No, it wasn't rare pizzas helped, but then what it was Eddie Gangland. I don't know if you would know Eddie Gangland, but he's an NFT artist. He's a San Francisco street artist, like sort of like a graffiti artist, and he started making NFTs and whatnot. And yeah, man, he was just having clubhouses, and he had a redirect URL, and we were all in Clubhouse, and he was just saying, yeah, go to my voxels, my crypto voxels land, check out my art, check out what I'm doing, because he was building, like putting his art in crypto voxels. And yeah, I just went on my iPhone and I just typed it in and I loaded up, and I was able to walk around using my iPhone. And what he sold me on was just that Voxels is accessible from every mobile phone, essentially. And so you don't need like a really strong computer. You don't need a really powerful computer for people to visit you in Voxels. Where Decentraland could be a little more laggy than Voxels because it's a lot better graphics. And then the second thing about Voxels is that it's all in browser, and I can show us that and get into that a little bit. I was kind of wondering if I could find a good name. What do you think is a good name?
Yeah, so I just jumped into Eddie Gangland's room, so linked off his link tree.
Yeah, if you give me a link, I'll click on it for. Go over here.
Yep, and then this has let me know that about 8 months ago, I have been inside Voxels. So I remember when V1 Punks got their reprisal, when the historical side of V1 Punks came out, and people understood that story, the V1 Punks community were holding raves and different shows inside of Crypto Voxels. So I've still got my little character set up.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, what, you didn't have it last time?
Say that again.
You hung out with us in Voxels before, didn't you?
No, I don't think I was on that session. But when I say a character, I don't have anything attached. That's me.
Oh, the green guy
with my boring green.
Hey, no, you did something. You did something. All right, so this is Eddie's place, huh? It looks different. Okay, it's a lot more New York City warehouse like. Okay. Yeah, he does great with the graffiti and the links. I bet all these are links, knowing him. No? Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, yeah. These are links over here.
It's not much lag, but definitely blocky.
What's up?
It's not much lag, but definitely blocky. Like far
yeah,
more
exactly. Yeah. I mean, very, very blocky, and a lot less. Oh, I see. I don't like these type of floors. I like a little bit of lip. Yeah. So this is his work down here. This looks like his work. These skulls and. Yeah. Where are we? I wonder where we are. Can I go out? This is a door. Oh, that's cool. I like his door style.
I think you should change your view and let people see your avatar. 404 not found.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this is his building. Looks like he has a big orange thing up there, and I like his windows. This is cool. I don't like that you can't see out of them, but it looks cool in terms of an aesthetic up there with the air conditioners. And where are we on this map? So let's see here. We are on some island. Vibes. Oh, there. I'm starting to remember. I don't know what that is.
How'd you pull your map? Oh, I see. No, I don't.
It's in the lower corner. So you see the map down here?
Yep.
There's this arrow pointing out. Toggle big map.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So cool. Yeah. So this place. Yeah. So anyway, so there if you have a brand, and if you have a brand, I would definitely encourage people to secure their voxel names. I mean, the voxel names are free mint, last I checked. To pay this gas free, you'll need some Matic token on the Polygon chain, but I'm pretty sure this is free, besides the cost of mint. Yep, useful links. So that's that. Name switcher. How do I close this? Oh. Yeah, so the names in voxels are free, but they're not ENS names, and you don't even need it because you can just use your ENS name. Versus Decentraland, you have to pay 100 mana for your name. Yep. All right, so where'd you run off to?
That's a good question. I'm in. Just do a scan, a 360 of the buildings around you.
Are you around Eddie's building?
I'm
I see.
around
Hold on. I
the
see.
building.
I see.
I'll come out to you.
No. I see a blue dot. This is probably. It's got to be you. And we got Novax joining us on the line. What's up, Novax?
Yo, what's up, my people? Sorry for being a little late and a little tardy here. I've just been missing out on Metaverse Monday, haven't I?
Yeah, you are. Well, you're not anymore.
This is looking fantastic. Now. Where are we? Spatial?
We are in Voxels, aka Crypto Voxels. And we are on Vibes Island. We were visiting Eddie Gangland's. What do we call it? His studio, his spot.
Yeah, I invited Fireball into the stream today, sent him out a link and chatted with him during the domain plug space I was hosting earlier. I was letting everyone know what a cool thing we're doing over here. So hopefully some people can trickle in from that crowd. And I'm looking forward to catching up with him more. This is a great place. So throughout my week, when I kind of want to extend a conversation with someone, I'll invite him over here.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, well, we're here. Yeah, we might have some other people coming too. And they are Decentraland focused folk. And so if and when they show up, we will also be checking out Decentraland.
How about Mariana? Do we have any update from her? She
may be coming. She's scheduled to be here. She's running a little late, and there's always a chance people won't be here. But as of right now, she's just running late. And then one of her friends is scheduled to be here as well. DCL Curations. And yeah, and they're cool Decentraland folk.
So Novax, have you spent any time in voxels yourself?
Yeah, I have, and I should have recognized it more immediately. I'm just on mobile. But yeah, not much though. To be honest, I've really not spent much time inside of voxels specifically. So Gary actually introduced me to voxels a few weeks ago, and we went flying around together. Had the time of my life, but I don't have a home there. I'd love one.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm fairly green to it. Used it about 7 months ago just as a kind of fly on the wall for a few events. But yeah, it's a interesting little place.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. And what's interesting is how each metaverse has a sort of unique feel and function, and there's so much to learn by just playing in the different spaces and kind of seeing what's right for what you're trying to do, because everyone's trying to do something a little different or have a little different experience. And at this moment, there's not like one unified experience where you get the optimal everything. So each one is kind of optimized in different ways, it seems. But yeah, the voxels is among the most interesting to me, with the land scarcity and the high quality of the the builds and everything. So it's a combination of things that you look for. And Voxels has a lot of them, and it's a fairly low barrier to entry. But I mean, that's going to change, and that'll be interesting to see that change happen too. When people like Gary are kind of like, "Hey, I got land." It's like, "Whoa, you're landowner." That's going to happen any minute. That's why I like on Cyber. For that reason, you can kind of create your own land. There's not like a scarcity to it in that way. You can define your own scarcity with the number of instances of space that you make. So the scarcity of the land model is actually a huge factor for me among that and the user experience, obviously. What did you love most about Voxels, Gary?
Yeah, I was sharing with 184 when Eddie Gangland was showing us the place, that the two things that really tickled me the most was like the first is just this idea that it's easier for anybody to enter. I could be on a Spaces call, I could be on Clubhouse, and I could say, go to alphaprimary.com. Or I could say, go to primarymega.com. If you go to Alpha Primary, you're going to end up in the building across the street over here where it says Alpha Primary. And if you go to Primary Mega, you're going to show up right there in this blue dot. And you can do that from a smartphone. You can do it from an Android, iPhone, whatever. And you don't need a high power computer. And then what's more than that is like then to do editing is like very fun because the builder is all in browser, right? So these I can just choose my skin, my texture, my material, and I could build, I can paint, I can erase, I can add NFTs, I can add a guest book, I can add a POAP dispenser. I can add voxels. I can add, a sign. I already added a spawn point. I can add video. I can add a Twitch, another type of Vox model, an image, a boombox, audio. So you could do all of this right in the browser. I can edit my textures right in the browser. I can take a snapshot of the design.
You can upload your own textures and just work on those.
Yeah, man. Most of these I went out of my way to find online. You know what I mean? Like these crappy ones came with it, the property when I got it. Maybe this wood came with the property too, but like these marbles, like I went out of my way to source like this marble right here. It was really hard to find this marble. That's what these stairs were made out of. This really nice marble. And it goes all the way
imported Italian.
Yeah, look, it goes all the way through. You see this marble block.
Nice work.
I really care. I know what the floor looks like underneath the floor. You know what I mean? And so to get all the nice ceiling and you just got to find a good texture that sort of repeats, because obviously this floor is like a repeating pattern. It doesn't really look like it, but it's right. It kind of looks like it.
Does it say what the pixel limitation is on the textures? Because I'd be curious to know just how many pixels of repeating texture you can get, because it might be really good for branding. You might be able to do some great textures with images kind of built into them.
Well, I mean, more pixels, you're gonna have you're gonna have better resolution. I don't know what the limit is, but being voxel based, I think it's probably pretty high. I mean, because it could probably be like a PNG, which is almost a lot, right?
So now you built something and it's on your land. Now you kind of hit deploy and everything to make it or it's already in real time.
No, there's no deploy. It's just there in real time.
So what about now when you kind of run out of land, because there's a scarcity there? So it's like, okay, if I want to build more, you got to get more land. Or could you deploy another instance on this land and save this one?
So what I could do to answer that question, I could go in here. I can take a snapshot. See how it says snapshot here?
Nice.
And then I could let someone come in here. I could give them edit ability and they can totally do something. I wonder what this means. 62% built. Anyway, but then I could just revert to the snapshot and bring it back. So that's how I would handle that. Erase. So if I just how do I want to do this? What do I got here?
Oh, okay. So the texture applies to the whole cube. It's like Minecraft. And you can
Yeah. So this property right here, I've been trying to buy this property. And we have DCL Curations on a line. Hey, DCL, I'll let you get set up. So this property, like right through this door over here, this is like the creator of voxels. So I tried buying this, and then I looked into the owner, and I just realized, oh no shit, there's no way this guy's gonna sell it to me. He like literally owns the game. Yeah, and so to answer the question, you got to buy more land. You got to buy more land, and it's really and that was one of the problems Eddie Gangland had is he bought that land that we just showed you in Vibes Island, and what happened is that he made it really cool. Like all his neighbors were recognizing, holy shit, there's a lot of traffic going to my neighbor, and that made all of their land worth more. And so then when Eddie wanted to expand, then the land was more expensive because Eddie made his neighbor's land worth money because Eddie was cool. So there's a couple things you can do. Yes, I mean the real estate issues are real in the metaverse, and that's part of the fun. I mean, having these like metaverses like on Cyber where you can just spawn one up, that's interesting and that's private, but it totally loses the community and collaboration aspect of people literally just doing what they do in real life, walking around and find stuff. Like I've had people like just randomly walking around my neighborhood here in Voxels, and they like saw this building and they were like, huh, what's this? This looks cool. They saw the gallery, they came in and they saw like this art blocks, and they saw some of these projects, and they went out, they purchased some of these NFTs because they saw it all sitting up instead of like seeing on OpenSea. And people being like, having to parse through an OpenSea profile, they just came here and they were like, oh, wow, what's all this? And then you can click on something, you can click on the OpenSea link. Oh, I'm like zoomed in here.
What's interesting, and I don't know if anybody can hear me right now.
I can hear you. Yeah, cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, what's up, everybody? I'm DCL Curations, and Gary, appreciate you inviting me onto this. Sorry, I joined a little bit late, but
no, pop in whenever. Thanks for even showing up.
Yeah, of course. So just going off of one thing that you just said, I missed the majority of that, but you said, the metaverse and the land, it's kind of nice to get discovered by people walking around like they would, perhaps in the real world. But what a lot of people don't take into consideration is that nowadays people Uber from place to place, right? How much walking is there? And in densely populated cities, sure, there's probably still a lot of walking, but people the majority of the time I feel like are Ubering around, and that's very comparable to teleporting, for example, across metaverses, except teleporting is currently free, and it'll be interesting to see if that stays free forever or if that will become some way of monetizing in the future. But also with Decentraland specifically, I know you were just showing voxels, but with Decentraland talking about just land ownership and land distribution, there is something new called DCL Worlds, where anybody who owns a Decentraland name can now deploy their own personal realm that gives you access to 200 megabytes worth of space, which is around 20 parcels worth of development space. And so I think, being able to access stuff like that, and the lower barrier to entry for developers to be able to publish and invite people over to experience things is going to be really interesting for the overall development of the space.
Hey, DCL Curations, it's really cool to meet you. I can't wait to see all the stuff that you're doing. Wow. So just the name DCL Curations. Are you DCLcurations.eth?
Yes, I am.
That's awesome.
That's a great answer.
So
when I got DCL Curations, I had to get it across everything. I was like, nobody's gonna take this.
do you have it? Do you have it on Crypto Voxels? Not that you need it.
That's fair. I do not have it on Crypto Voxels, so I stand corrected. I do not have it everywhere.
But the thing with Crypto Voxels is that Crypto Voxels you can use your .eth. Like you weren't here for that part, but I'm not sure if Novax was here for that part. But with
No,
crypto
that's news to
voxels-
me.
Yeah, with crypto voxels, I was just showing. We probably won't go like super in depth like we did earlier in the show. But oh yeah, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. But if you go to voxels.com, log in, then it has your name. You can click edit your name, and then your drop down menu. Right here, you can free mint your names if you can find a good name. But then in here, if your ENS name is set as your primary name or your reverse resolved name, then your .eth name will work. Yeah, we were just talking about how if you can, it's nice. I got Gary Palmer Jr. in Crypto Voxels, and I got Gary Palmer Jr. .eth. And so I got both. And just the alpha. Yeah, if your brand is available in Crypto Voxels, even if it's DCL themed, it's free. It's a free mint. Just pay the Matic, and you do you. Not financial advice. Yeah. So the one thing that I'm disliking about voxels is that when I put up the ENS NFTs, it doesn't look good.
So
this
could I ask, what is your primary metaverse?
I don't have one. I mean, this is
Like
the problem.
maybe over the past month. Like over the past month, what metaverse have you spent the most time in?
Well, I've been getting back into Decentraland. Decentraland is my first love, and we're about to go visit Decentraland. The reason I spend more time in Voxels is because Voxels has an in-browser editor. I don't know if you're here for that part. And so the in-browser editor is super easy to use. I can just paste an image textile, and I can just build and paint and erase, and I can just add all these features right in. And yeah, if I jump over to Decentraland, we'll jump into Decentraland now. Yeah, so real quick, just to finish up the voxels, the voxel thing to tell Novax and 184, because I was thinking about putting a whole ENS gallery in this space.
Yeah, what do you mean they don't look good? What's wrong?
Yeah,
with
so both of these are ENS NFTs. And basically, they come up blank. I don't know why they come up blank. We need to do research. We got to contact the voxel devs. But this goat right here, this is the PFP for it. So if the PFP, right, if the ENS PFP avatar says, what the ENS name is, and that image will show up, but just the natural form is not showing up. So the ENS name for either one is not showing up. So I gotta get a hold of somebody and get that fixed up.
Yeah, knock on your neighbor's door real quick.
I know. Okay, so let me open up Decentraland. Yeah, so the long and short of it, in Decentraland, I was a part of the original Decentraland. How do I gotta do this? I was a part of the original Decentraland. What do you call it? Auction. I might have to sign. Hold on. A part of the original Decentraland auction. So I have Decentraland land, but I don't know how to dev it. And I was talking to Mariana, who I think DCL Curations.
Yeah, Mariana DCL.
Yeah, Mariana, she's going to connect me with someone who's going to be able to hook up my land.
Yeah, how much land do you have?
I think I have about 14 parcels.
Nice. That's a decent amount. Are they all together, or do you have them kind of spread apart?
If you knew what I used to have, you would either pity me or think me stupid, because I used to have some really good stuff. But no, my land now, let me think. Out of the roughly 14, 2 of them are connected, and then another 2 of them are connected, and then 3 of them are connected.
Got it. Okay, that makes it a little bit more difficult from a dev perspective. If you had 14 parcels all connected, man, you'd have some good space to work with there.
I know. And I used to have some good stuff. Yeah. So anyone who's following along, I just jumped into Decentraland. Feel free to join me. This is me right here with my ape hoodie, generic pants, and my spotty Wi-Fi kicks. If you jump into Decentraland, kind of figure out which way is north, and then go west. And we're going to go to my Grail. We're going to go to my DCL Grail, which is not too far. We just have to get through this little park here and past these shrubs. Oh, where am I? What's going on here? Why can I not pass this wall? Oh, there's a truck there. Okay, cool. And this is it. We're here. Yeah, so this is all I was able to do so far. This is all I was able to figure out on my own in my couple hours of playing around.
Did you deploy via the builder or the SDK?
I made a floor, is what I think I did.
That is an Ethereum tile, which you could drag and drop through the builder. I
don't know what
but I'm very proud of you for getting this far. A lot of people don't make it this far.
Hey.
If you want to check out a scene that I actually just worked on, this is would be a headquarters that we just delivered today.
Yeah, man. Give me the location. Where do I go?
45, negative 85.
Okay, so 45 is this way, and negative 85, this should be 50, so you should be about...
And you can always type it in the chat. You can always type in 45, negative 85. But yeah, jumping in right about there.
That's a road.
Yeah, pop in there. That's the roadside entrance.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
But so this is for Sandstorm, actually.
Okay.
So if you turn to your right, and what realm are you in, actually? Or if you want to drop that link, I'll pop in and meet you.
Dropping link, private chat. What does that mean? What realm am I? I don't know what realm I'm in. There's more than one realm?
Oh, yeah, there's tons of realms. And that's what I was just talking about earlier, also, where you can now have private realms. So anybody who owns a Decentraland name has access to their own private realm. Yeah, but all right. So I'm hopping.
Oh, man, that has to be really cool for DCL geolocation names, right? Like if you have New York City DCL name, you could have your own private realm called New York City, right?
Yeah, basically.
That's cool. That's cool, right? If you have like hookah, you could have your own private. If you have the 420, you could have your whole realm that's just called 420.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the build that I was talking about right there. The one with all the ships.
Cool looking. So what is this? A 4x4? What am I looking at?
This is a 2x3, actually.
A 2x3. What does that mean?
Yes.
It's a 6.
6. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the downstairs, we do have their social links up in one of the booths that are down there, and then they just got a looped advertisement playing right now, but also live stream capabilities. And then if you go up into the stream room, this is able to be NFT gate kept. But right now, we just have it available for everybody until they want to implement that functionality. And then if you click the button on the left there, you will go back down. And if you click V, operating from first person is typically easier. Yeah, if you get closer and click that button, and you go back to the command center, and if you turn around, you'll see the floors under the partner booths. So going to like floor 1, for example, that will take you up, and you can go down now to the landing pad for one of those ships that you just saw. If you go through that tunnel there. Yeah, that one there. Well, yeah, back up a little bit. Yeah. And then go through the tunnel. And I just popped into scene as well. Yeah. And then if you go through that teleporter, it'll actually take you to a black boxed experience. So just walk onto that pad. And then this will teleport you to a new interior, which is the ship's interior. So all of these will be used for partner displays. And if you run to the other end of the hallway, there's actually 3 floors in each ship. So if you go up to the 3rd floor, we have it pre-staged as an example of what you could do with this pod space. So yeah, going up one more floor. And if you turn around, this is like, we could put in wearable models, we could put in NFT frames, graphics, we could create a boardroom for you, stuff like that. So this entire scene is meant to
I'm still
really
in Decentraland. I'm not in some realm, right?
huh?
I'm still in Decentraland realm.
Yeah,
I'm not in another realm.
Yeah, you're still. So if you go forward and if you walk out the exit sign there, down the
This way?
corridor, yeah, the red exit sign on your right.
Yeah. Here?
If you walk towards that, yep, it just takes you right back. So we had basically just teleported you to what we call a black box experience. So we leveraged the vertical space that is currently unused and we basically put it in an invisibility cloak. And then we have trigger areas that teleport people to those black boxed experiences. So we were able to make the interiors of the ship actually feel, 2 to 3 times the size of what it would have been if you had just used, that actual ship model.
That is genius. That is really truly genius to be able to leverage that extra space and that in that way. Yeah, maximizing the square footage, huh?
Yeah, basically trying to maximize your square footage is a good way to put it. Yeah.
No, you're shoving, you're like secretly putting rooms everywhere.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so this is really cool. This is really impressive. Cool looking from the outside too. Yeah, who's this? 184. Hey, 184.
I should be able to see. Oh, I have my VPN on. I can never for some reason I can never see people when I have my VPN on.
Is this a see-through floor? I'm not following.
Yes, see-through floor. And then the button panel there will take you to all the other floors.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it looks very cool. Sandstorm. That's cool. With Sandstorm, you can build metaverse-ready assets. Wow.
Yeah, we do every 2 weeks. We have a...
Who's Sandstorm?
So I work with Sandstorm and I run their Decentraland builder competitions. So every 2 weeks they give away $5,000 and I come up with themes. So right now the current theme is adrenaline junkie. And so people have certain build constraints and they have to build and animate an experience that is packed full of adrenaline. And the top 5 people are awarded, and we give away $5,000 every 2 weeks.
Wow. That's really, really cool. This is really, really cool.
Yeah, so if anybody is interested in entering, please let me know.
So what does that mean to enter? That they create a build and they deploy it and then people visit it?
No, actually, if you give me 1 second.
What do you have to do to enter?
Yeah, let me grab the link to the current contest. It's open for the next 6 days. So I will drop this in the private chat. And so everything is handled through the Sandstorm platform. So you develop your model in Blender, you export it, upload the files. They have to fit within certain build constraints. So sometimes it's like a 2x2. Right now, this competition is a 1x1. And so every 2 weeks, we bring on new judges that get together and they vote on all of the submissions and rank them. And then we do a live stream where we announce all of the winners and have all the judges on live to just talk about what they thought of the experience and anything that stood out to them. So, maybe if you're interested, you could be a judge at some point in the future.
Yeah, for sure. I'd totally be down. I don't think we have any contestants yet, entries. Yeah, for sure. I would be down. Yeah, I'm definitely looking to get my land on. Yeah, I want to get like a party in my one spot up here, and then I own the rest of mine are all way down here, like around here. So I got these two here, and I have these two here somewhere. And I have then I have scattered all over the place. Then I have 3 touching Dragon City.
Yeah, I would honestly sell them all, and I would buy a consolidated area.
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah, you'd be able to do a lot with even half that amount of land.
Yeah, so you're saying you definitely need like what 4 plots for like a 4 quad or a 4 or 2x3 or.
I mean, that 2x3. So what you were just looking at, that sandstorm experience, is a 2x3, and honestly, it's a pretty epic experience. Like what we were able to pack into that scene. But if you go to my build, I'm actually on a 16 parcel lot. And we are building out a miniature city in Decentraland. It's called Cyber City, and it's interesting. Another person just bought a 12 parcel lot there. We've got BitBears there. We've got DeFi Drip there, and yeah, we're building out a whole miniature city up in Etheria.
Very cool. In Etheria, so it's in the Etheria land space. That's cool.
Yeah, it's at 130, 130.
That sounds expensive.
No, actually, Etheria is about 50% of the price of Decentraland right now.
Yeah, but still 130, 130.
Oh, just the coordinates.
Those are good coordinates.
You're not the first person to say that. A lot of people have told me that.
I was a part of the auction like way back of the day, and I'm telling you, like anything along that axis, like 30, like 130, negative 130, negative 130, negative 130. You know what I mean? Just like all of those along it, like. Yeah, like all the even numbers, so like 150 by 140, 150 by 130, 150 by 120. You know what I mean? Like all those, like every 10 spots on the zero. Like people, I know that I don't know them, but I can see in my head from their on Discord that they purchased all of those. People had all these crazy strategies about
that's pretty interesting. Like I literally never thought of that. I never thought of that.
It was intense. Yeah,
that's
the corner pieces, the edge, along the x-axes, the even numbers. Yeah, I mean, like all the weird spaces and the islands and the silos. Yeah, like there was a lot of weird. You can go see probably a moving map of the land, being bid on, right, from back in the day, and you can see like how what was bid on first and what was bid on second. Anyway, so I'm in a whole sea of blue in Etheria. Let me just get my bearings in the map. Where is this?
Well, all of Etheria is blue.
Yeah, it's a big place.
It Etheria is.
Yeah.
And
so wait, can I ask you a question about Etheria?
You can ask me many questions.
So back in my day, in 2017.
Back in the day.
Yeah. I purchased one plot of land for Etheria.
Okay.
In the original auction. So theoretically, I should still have that, I think, right? Or how would I find out?
You should message Carl Fravel. So I the way that Etheria operates is on deeds. And so Etheria itself owns the underlying land, and then all of this is on deed contracts because it's kind of a master planned community. So I wasn't part of the initial contribution, but
I think I donated. I think I signed something and I donated my land to Ethereal.
So you may have an Ethereum deed NFT.
Yeah, so I was supposed to get something special that gave me special access to like special areas that only I was going to be able to get to, like the people that donated land. Okay. Do you know what it looks like? Would you be able to help me find them? My OpenSea if I have it?
Yes, I do. And actually, I will send you the link. Well, actually, if you just go to OpenSea, and you literally type in Etheria, it will pop up. It'll say Ethereum
How is
deeds.
it? AETH?
AET, yeah. Etheria, yes. And then Ethereum deed, the second one there. So
Okay.
these are all of the deed contracts for that district in Decentraland.
Okay.
And so this is what it would look like in your wallet. Or if you search for Ethereum deed in your wallet, you would be able to find it.
Is it Ethereum based? Yeah, it's Ethereum based. If I do this, then I don't have one. Huh? That's not. I wonder if it's on a different address.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on what you signed up with 5 years ago, right?
I know. I'm thinking, it's like, oh man, that was not the same address. Yeah, I might have to look somewhere else.
But yeah, that's how Ethereum works, and this is our kind of mini master plan community we're working on. So this area you just jumped into is the community center, and then there's a road that we've got going around the entire miniature city, and all of those plots are currently being developed or are available for sale, and anybody that buys that land becomes a part of this community, gets access to the community center, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I might have to do some research on that because I don't see it, and it's definitely something I should have. I'm sure it's all got to be on the blockchain. So, but I know, like you're saying, that this is like a private, almost like a private, community based. This isn't. If you want to own your own land in Decentraland, you got to own your own plot of land.
Yeah, and like I said, if you were an early contributor, one of the things is a lot of Decentraland land is not developed, and it's because a lot of early contributors forgot about it, or they're just holding it and don't know how to develop it. And so anytime we could get somebody who was an initial contributor to actually, gain access to their land and start developing it, it's a net positive for the entire space, right? So, if you can't find your Ethereum deed, like I said, reach out to Carl Fravel, and I can help put you in touch with him. And, maybe we can figure out what's up.
Yeah, I would totally love it. Yeah, I think I got an apartment. I think if I remember the proposal, I think I got like people that donated their land got special access to some special extra cool club, and they got like an apartment in one of the buildings. Like, how ridiculous, but still so cool, because a lot of these places in Ethereum are supposed to be, from back in the day, they talked about being token gated access.
Yeah, and you'll actually, I have some token gated access here on this land. If you go to the portal there that looks like a bunch of eyeballs floating upwards to your right.
Which right?
Over here. It's easier if you click V.
V?
Yeah, and then turn right. And then run, see the stuff floating up?
Okay.
And then I'm over there.
Hey, what's up? Let's check you out. Oh, man, you're looking good.
Why, thank you. But yeah, if you try to go into that portal, it will probably deny you. Yeah.
VIP access denied. VIP. It's like VIP. Yeah, player.
So we have a giant eye in the sky, and this is token gated access. So only people that have those wearables are able to access that VIP viewing room.
So cool. It's like, I want to get in. How do I hack it? You can't hack it. You need the NFT.
If you if you want to send me your Addy, and 184 also open for you as well, I'm happy to send you a DCL Curations hoodie.
Well, my address is garypalmerjr.eth, and I don't want to dox 184, but I'm going to dox it. I'm going to dox his address is 184.eth.
Oh man, what a dox! What a dox that was.
No, man, that sounds amazing. I'd love that. I've just jumped in and moving across to you all.
Yeah, we're at 132, 131.
Give me okay. 1 second.
Yeah. No rush, man. No rush.
What?
I love the
So
sky. It's like so like cyberpunk, Matrix. Tron. It's like cool.
yeah, and so actually, I've got a grant right now, and we're developing a gamified educational experience right above this. So we should have the first test deployment of that in the next couple of weeks or so. But you'll see some educational stuff throughout. And actually, if you go over to the other side of this building, there's kind of a secret room that you can teleport into that will take you to the.
I feel like there's lots of buildings.
So go back through that main entrance. Yeah, go back through that courtyard entrance.
Okay.
Like go to the opposite wing of wherever you are right now. No, totally going the wrong way. But that's okay.
That was the opposite.
Well, now you're on the road. So this is the Cyber City Road. So you'll see like this is outlining where other buildings are going to be placed, and then this is the main community center here.
Got it. All right, so I'm in the community center. There's 184. There's you.
Okay, hold on 1 sec. Plot twist. I'm sending the NFTs from Decentraland and not from OpenSea, so I need the actual Addy and not a .eth address. If you both want to paste those in private chat, I'm gonna get those over to you right now.
Yeah, that's
So-
I see that as a fail. I just have to say that's a fail. Not using ENS is a fail. You need to flag. You need to fly that up to flagpole
And
let these guys know.
yeah, it says Gary Palmer Jr.eth. Yeah, no, maybe it's because I think I could transfer it to you, but I'm trying to mint it directly to you.
Yeah. I just popped you my address, and yeah, I mean if you know someone's ENS name, then you can just go look up what their address is. So it's not like
Oh, that's true. Like OpenSea.
Yeah, it's not. It's Etherscan. It's not private information at all. It's just a matter of like convenience, right? Because it's easier to remember or type a name than it is an ENS name, and it's probably only a couple lines of code for them to,
Oh my God! Wait, I think one of my emotes might have just been published.
Congrats.
Oh, it says done.
That sounds exciting. We explored emotes.
This took a month to develop. Dapcraft developed this, and we had submitted it, and then it got constrained, and we had to revise it, and they've been working on it for another several weeks. But okay, I just sent you a DCL Curations hat and hoodie.
Cool, man.
So I just want to check in. You said because you're minting it, it's a little different. You can't use the .eth. Does that mean you also can't use the .dcl.eth?
I don't know. So, yeah, I guess I don't know. I haven't experienced, I guess, too much with that. All I know is I was transferring stuff, and if I use the Decentraland native platform, I think I typically need to use the actual ETH address. I might be wrong there, but I've definitely had issues like right now with the .eth addresses.
You're our man on the inside. DCL Curations.
Man on the inside.
and what we're looking for is more and more integration with ENS, because this is a perfect example, right? It's like, I mean, they're working on a lot of things, and so this is not an important feature. But at some point, how cool would it be just to put in the ENS name instead of having to put in, the full address?
Agreed.
It's like, your friend's name. You don't know their address, just their ENS name. That's how this all works. And it should be their second level name, or it should, their .eth. or it should be whatever DCL name they have.
Yeah, so I want to ask you jump in.
No, I was going to say I just sent those over to you.
Thank you so much. I want to ask a question about the DCL name. So last week, Gary got me 184.dcl. My question is, do I need to do anything with that name? Do I need to set the address, or by default holding that NFT, it assigns it to my address?
So you will want to, I see, I think that might be Gary who has his screen up, but if you go to just the Decentraland page,
Yep.
like the home page, yeah. All right. Nope. No. Well, okay. So basically,
Oh, you're talking to me. You talking to me? Oh, what am I?
yeah.
I'm like looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh, do I like this hat? Do I like this mask? Sorry, man. Okay, what am I doing? I'm my bad.
Under Decentraland, there's the builder section, and that's where you can mint names, but also under the names section.
Where in here?
Actually, I can share my screen really quick. I've got it open.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I don't see.
So under the Decentraland, you go to the Decentraland builder, and then under here, you will see a section for names, and then you can create a new name, or you can assign a name. So if you have one, it might default to your avatar, but if you have multiple, then you can swap between aliases.
Beautiful. Okay, so I didn't have to do anything for that. I only had the one name, so that automatically associated and picked it up. Great. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Got the map here. Yeah, so this is what I got over here.
Well, yeah, you got stuff all over the place, don't you, there?
Yeah. Yeah, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 here. Yeah, so no, I think this big blob over here is all Atari, if I'm not mistaken. And then yeah, so I got these two down here, and I got these two down here. But yeah, maybe I can. What do you think is this valued at? Like, what's our floor for a plot?
I think floor price on a 1x1 right now is 1.35 ETH.
Okay. So what do you think this is? These three that are connected?
Not
much, or?
Well, you have an issue developing with an L shape because, deploying in that form is difficult with the way that Decentraland kind of understands it. So I would probably sell that off as a 1x1 and a 1x2. But
so it's a 1x2 worth?
I don't know, 2.5 to 3 now. But it depends. Like, for example, in Cyber City, we have deployed a road, we have deployed multiple experiences in that area, and so to your point earlier, we are anticipating higher foot traffic in that area. People want to advertise in that area, so it's an area that we expect to starting mid next year become fairly active.
Got it. Cool.
So check out my sweet merch.
Look at you sexy beast, you. Oh, you can access the teleporter now. It gave you that. It gave you that decline message previously, but now you should be able to access that teleporter.
Where's the teleporter? Down here.
It's to the left.
You don't have to ask me twice.
Do I gotta be wearing that?
No, I still got it.
Yeah, you have to be wearing it.
I'm still getting
you might need to, since you received it and didn't refresh, the scene probably still thinks you don't have it, so you might have to refresh if it didn't let you up.
All right.
Refreshing.
And then while I have enjoyed my time on this stream with you guys, I will have to pop off after this.
Yeah, man. No, this has been great. Yeah, we're actually going to be wrapping up here soon anyway. So, no, thanks for being in the show with us.
Yeah, of course. It was great to pop on and meet you guys.
Did you want to show? You mentioned your. Sorry, Gary, to jump in. You mentioned your emotes. Did you want to show that?
Was it the one you were doing?
No. So let me look. It says my status is done, but do you want to sell your item? Oh no. Okay, it says it's currently still under review. So my submission status is done. I resubmitted it earlier today, but it has not been approved. So I cannot show it yet. Hopefully it will be approved tomorrow.
Oh, I'm in.
Okay, where the hell did this place go? DCL, if you want to hang out with us, next Monday, feel free to, we'll throw you an invite if you'd like to. No, I mean, no pressure. I know you're super busy with all the cool stuff you're doing.
Yeah, and you know what? So you're in the eye now. So if you look outside of that eye, you should see the main screen, and that's where I do live streams from. So maybe sometime we could actually plan something, do an event in Decentraland, and actually do it on StreamYard, live stream it through Decentraland, maybe give away some stuff, make the people happy. I'm open to all sorts of collaborations.
Oh, on the ground, cool. And people on the ground can't hear us talk up here, can they?
If we're live streaming, they can. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, in the game, like the NFT gated area. When you talk
for voice chat, no, I don't. Yeah. I don't think they can.
Yeah, I just like the whole like exclusionary. Like this is my money, this is my name, this is my art, this is my land. You know what I mean? Like the ownership aspect of blockchain technology.
Yeah, it's an interesting time. But I just wanted to say thanks again for having me on, and I do have to pop off.
Yeah.
But
where can people find you if they wanted to learn more about you and what's going on and all the cool things you're building?
Yeah, actually, thank you for asking. I'll drop in the private chat a couple of things. One is actually a Google Docs form. And this actually, maybe it would be better to post the tweet. This is for the grant that we currently have. If you are a Decentraland group or somebody building in Decentraland, my grant is a gamified educational experience, and part of our grant is developing videos for groups in Decentraland. We place those in the library, and then you complete quests for library credits, and then you exchange those credits to take these courses, and then you can earn wearables and unlock additional experiences. So anybody is able to submit a form request to have these videos created at no cost to them, and then also hosted in the library. And then I just shared my Twitter as well, which you can hit me up at, and that also has a link to my website. And then I've got a stream coming up on Wednesday where we'll be in the curation station where we are right now, doing a live stream with Sandstorm and announcing the winners for Builder Contest number 7.
Very cool. And DCL Curations, your link is also in the show notes. So if anyone wants to just click on that link, they can definitely click on the link in the show notes and learn more about DCL Curations on his Twitter. Thank you so much and being so gracious for coming out. And yeah, just like, gifts and alpha and swag and cool clothes that, 184 doesn't have to be naked anymore, running around his green skin. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot. It's been a lot of fun. And if whatever Monday, we're gonna do Metaverse Mondays where we're just gonna be popping through these different metaverses. And whenever you want to pop in and tell us about what's going on, even if it's for a half hour, we can go over whatever you created or just show off whatever there is to show in Decentraland. Love seeing it. And I'm excited to be building more on some of the land that I have. And it's really inspiring seeing what, great builders like yourself are envisioning and, treading the way for all of us coming after you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're too kind, Gary.
Hey, I'm just going off what I saw. That's all.
And no, I appreciate it, and I'll make sure to pass the word along to the devs on the team as well. But thanks again for having me on 184. Great to meet you as well. And let's organize something later on.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Later, guys.
Catch you later. Cheers. So I just want to recap. We walked through. We were denied entry on screen. He mints some merch. It gives us access. And then we get to the top and everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Yeah, you literally got the keys. I mean, he could still have yet other rooms, which are still yet further token gated. Like you got to not only have the hat, but you got to have the socks.
I need the pants right now. I'm pantless.
Yeah. Or it could be it could be a special shirt, right? Like it could be I have a 404 shirt, 404. It could be literally a shirt that says VIP. Or you know what? Maybe it could be like a regular ERC 721. Maybe it could be an ENS Maxi.
You could do that, couldn't you? You can pretty much use anything.
We didn't ask him. That's a good question. Does it have to? I mean, I don't think it. I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, there's the question: who in ENS Maxis is building in the metaverse, and maybe knows the answer.
Well, not only is anyone in ENS Maxis building in the metaverse, but he just showed they're giving away a $2,500 grand prize. Did you catch that? I
didn't know. I don't know if you noticed, but I snuck off and had second dinner halfway through it all.
Yeah, check this out. Enter the competition until December 16th. So what is that? You have 4 more days to enter this 6 days, right? What 6 days? That's confusing. That's not 6 days. 12? No, it's 4 days. I'm confused. I don't know if it's UTC time. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. Anyway, first prize, $2,500 USDC. I mean, that's not shabby, is it? I mean, that's really good. And they do this every couple months, I think he said.
So is this his thing? This is his grants or
well, he works with the Sandstorm team. So he's on the team. I didn't get super clarity because he's really modest. And he shares the, because it takes a team, you know what I mean? Obviously it's not just one person. So I don't know specifically what he does, but this is definitely the Sandstorm team. And he said that they run $5,000. See if we can click on the logo. app.sandstorm.co. It's the world's largest metaverse builder platform. Get verified. Oh wait, so it's a platform? So much to learn. Infinity Room. You got on Pillars, games. Sign up with your wallet. Then you create your profile. Then you add your Metaverse assets, so you can upload best builds to showcase. Okay, so yeah, so it sounds like I still need to figure out this whole number. Step 3, how do you build a Metaverse asset? Yeah, there's shit to learn. Latest. Yeah, so this is Sandbox. So they're not just DCL. So this is Sandbox. This is DCL. So they are doing different verses. Anyway, that's cool. Yeah, and it's like we haven't even scratched the surface yet. We're still like just scratching the surface and, you know, talking about names and the basics of buildings and how things work. I mean, we could just spend a whole show. I don't know how long it would take. We asked this in last Monday. How long would it take to run the whole perimeter of Decentraland?
I'm pretty sure that's why they have the teleport function. But I would say that even the basics is kind of where we need to start. Forget there is so much building, but honestly, I think people don't even know. It's not they don't know, but I think that the process of saying I want to buy something, you know, I want to buy pants, I want to buy a shirt, or I want to customize. It's even that I think many are new to. I mean, we just use our custom skins, but I imagine next week we might even ask whoever's on and say, you know, what do you have? What's in your skins? What's in your wallet that you might want to show and talk about? I'd say that's a direction that we could go, because that's elementary, that's basic, and it's a step to enjoying the experience. I mean, people like PFPs and NFTs because they speak something to them, and the metaverse is so expansive. Maybe we can take it back to what are some different types of skins, because, you know, we had Mariana last week, and, you know, on her Twitter, as well as what she had there, she had absurd clothing. And the people that we saw in that DJ booth, you know, someone walking around with a shark on their shoulder, maybe going into that is a direction. It's a direction I'd like to go, to see what's the process of making that, and what do people have that they love and why.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mariana had great clothing. He had great clothing too. I am going to time myself running this. So, hey, you want to time me? Got it. You got a timer?
Yeah, one moment.
I'm thinking I'm gonna run 50 blocks. I'm just gonna push the up key.
All right, you call it out, or I'll count you down in 3, 2, 1. You're on.
All right. So I'm running south near 50 and 50, and I'm gonna be running south from 50 down to 0. Oh shit! About to hit a train coming my way.
There you go. This is riveting YouTube.
I just gotta know, like, how long does this take? Then I'll do the math later. Oh, look, there's that cool Atari. Do you see that Atari controller? I don't want to stop because I'm running a race.
I will say there's one thing that I did notice between this and Voxels. So if you press, if you change your view and you look at your character running, there's a difference between this one and Crypto Voxels. Crypto Voxels runs more like the evil person from the Terminator.
Yeah, it's more like a robot.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, and the clothing doesn't fit well in Voxels. Like the clothing is like falling off your skin. You know, it's like weird sometimes. Here it fits perfect. The clothing, just like everything is like like the way it should be. You know, and people talk about this, like nobody plays Crypto Voxels, or nobody plays Decentraland or Voxels. There's so many people. All right, I'm almost there. And call it
117.
All right, 117. So a minute 17. So it took a minute 17 to run these 50. And I'm pretty sure we're like, it's got to be 300 long.
Look at the coordinates. So what was start to finish?
I'm pretty sure it's 150 by 150. So that's like 158. That's 150 there. It's kind of like 150. Yeah, it's got to be 150 to 150. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you said it was a minute what?
17.
Minute 17. So 60, 72. times, oops, 22 times 6. Yeah, so 7.5 minutes times 4. There's 4 edges. A half an hour, at least.
And that's if you don't stop off and take a look at the
Yeah,
what's it called when you come out of a museum? The gift shop.
right. Yeah, I mean, and maybe less too, because I don't know. Like, are you just gonna run through all these? You probably can't just run through all these buildings. Probably got to like run through the roads.
So now I'm just imagining there's a runners club. They meet they meet once a day, and they go for park run.
Yeah, yeah, like in the movie Yes Man. Like, look at these little residential paths. Like, imagine this guy right here owning this whole square.
So I'm sure this happens in America as well, but there's cringeworthy stuff that happens in Australia. So politicians often go for like paid running moments. So when they're lobbying to be voted in, they go for a run, and people pay to go running with them, to be seen with them, and they'll run their blocks. So I wonder, are there any elections or anything inside Decentraland, and maybe we can organize a political run.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are delegates, and delegates are politicians, I suppose. Check out this 3 million mana.
Jeez.
Like this the whole inside the square of the roads.
So what's 3 mil mana? If 100 is $40, so 3, 4, 12. So what's that? 12,000? 120,000?
Is it that much? How much is mana?
Well, last week we worked out about 100 mana was about $40.
It's 38 cents, 40 cents. So times 0.4, 1.2 million.
Jeez.
This he's asking current price is 1.2 million, which might not be like bad, you know. What's this guy over here? So this is 250,000 mana. What are these? 1 million mana, 255,000 mana. What's this guy? 199 mana. What did I say? 250, right? What about my neighbors? Hey neighbors. 1 million mana for this 2x2. 80,000.
So in terms of you looking to accumulate call it a 2x2 parcel or 2x3, are you, off the top of your head, are you thinking about selling them off and buying, or is the community here pretty good where you can do some deals?
I might be able to do some deals. Yeah, there's definitely a whole land channel, land trading channel. I mean, someone would kind of be down trading. Why would someone do that? I guess someone would do that so they can sort of, if you have fewer parcels versus the big one, then you can sell, a couple of them and you still keep skin in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that could be, as opposed to destroying a piece of land. Like, look at this guy. This guy, I remember back in the day, like they were all in the Discord. They built their own road. So this right here is a private road they built. You see it?
So, yeah.
Goes all the way down here. And then at the very end, he owns this, I'm pretty sure.
So building a private road, obviously you're sort of striking your own thing there. Could you establish an easement? So instead of selling your parcels, you might say to your neighboring lots, okay, build on yours, and I'll enable you to use this as an easement, either for some shared frontage or something like that.
Yeah.
Can you set terms as per?
You can token gate your road.
Cool.
So if you token gate the road, if you have the token, that means you have access to the easement.
Cool.
Or something. You know what I mean? Depend. They could. I mean, if you want to be anybody to walk the road, or if you want it to be only for people that build on the road. Hard to say.
And you've got the parcel that's right next to the what do you call it? The tram, yeah.
Yeah, it's right. It's right across from the train. Yeah, because I got this like mint edge piece right here, almost edge piece. Like this piece right here in the corner, back in the day, probably sold for like 100,000 or some crazy amount of money. Back when this was just pixels on a screen. Like all these edge pieces were like, all these area pieces in here were like insane amounts of money back in the day.
Yeah, I kind of remember it, and I mean I didn't do too much with it, but I just remember at the time ETH was probably $80, $100. Like if this is 2017, maybe between 100 and 200. So
Yeah.
for things to be selling that much, then that's crazy. I have a suggestion for that lot. I think deliberately a big billboard, like a country billboard that says that directs it somewhere. We're not talking a modern thing, like deliberately create something that looks like an old school billboard out in, you know, bum nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, this is it right here. Oh, it's daytime. Nice. Yeah, so the tram comes out here. Looks like it's gonna be here in a couple minutes. My graphics a little bit. Graphics are a little weak right now. My computer's running slow. But yeah, so what I want to do is that I want to build, I mean, it's not very big. That's so sad because all these were supposed to be bigger. And then like once I measured it out, I was like, oh my goodness. Even a 2x2 is relatively small. But yeah, so I want to build a building here. And I want this to be like the main cool area of, you know, of what I got going on, right? This is going to be like the dance floor, the party room, right near the center, right on the bus line. And then we have all the other stuff in the I don't know what to call it, the lower southeast district for other stuff. Yeah, unless I sell it. Yeah, I mean it's work, man. It's work having to like sell and trade, but yeah, I got to reach out. It'd be cool to upgrade that, especially in the bear market. Probably do better in the bear market than the bull market.
Yeah, I wonder if sorry, my brain's just going through different things. I wonder if seeing the reflection off the floor that you've created, I wonder if you can actually make the floor your what do you call it? Your wall, your image. So imagine you've got your pictures and you've actually got to look down to see them, and they're almost like a layer under glass. And so people are coming there not to, they've got the full open space. They're not coming to be inside a building. They're coming in to look at something that's layers deep. And you could have...
I mean, I'm just not a builder yet. So
yeah.
I need to connect with a builder, and we got to see like, what can we do? And then we got to just pop it here. And then when we come here, instead of it just being like a floor, you know, maybe we can put some ENS names up, some art up, you know, some cool stuff, some links to Web3 domains, links to minting coins. Like, I don't know. It's like the space is really limited. And I can't stop kicking myself from like losing my good stuff back in the day, man. I would have had a castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is fine. I'm happy to have something, you know.
So before we go, just put a link through, because I think I'd like to mention it for tomorrow. So I'm going to say it so you don't have to, Gary. So there is a public good scholarship that's currently on. You can search it ensgrants.xyz, and you'll see the current round, which is round 13. And there's an explanation on what it is. The short is about 6 people from the community, as voted in by the community, are being voted, and the top 6 will get a stream of support over the next 12 months. So 1,000 per month for 12 months. And this is essentially rewarding past performance, knowing that these people are going to continue on with that. And so those that have made a difference in the Ethereum and Web3 space, ENS space, and yeah, just encourage everybody to give that a vote. There's 20 hours remaining. Gary is one of those people for not minted coins, but for Web3 domains. And Web3 domains is Gary, tell me, what is Web3 domains?
Yeah, Web3 Domains is a news website that creates information about ENS and Web3 domains and things that are happening across the space. And the primary purpose is to create easy to consume content for new people into Web3. So when they find, when they start thinking about Web3 and blockchain, I gotta kill my camera because I'm lagging so bad. When they start searching about Web3 and blockchain, we have a website that can come up where they can find content, where they can learn about Web3 domains, and they can learn about the Metaverse. And what we're also doing is that we're also helping lift up voices from people that are building inside Web3. So on one hand, we're creating content for new people to learn about Web3 and the Metaverse. And on the other hand, we're creating a platform for people to tell stories and for people to be heard. And your support at minting coins and Web3 domains and all the support that we're getting, all of that goes into supporting the website, supporting the writers, and supporting the foundation of, just pushing this forward. And I really appreciate being nominated. And I really appreciate everyone that's voted for me and everyone that's participated. And I did talk about this actually in the ENS update show. And what I said in the ENS update show is that I tried voting with a different address of mine that had 0 voting power, right? And when I did that, it said it wouldn't work. It said, you have no voting power. You're not allowed to vote. But if you look here, there's a couple people on this list that have 0 votes. There's someone that has 0.1. Some people have 1. But there's people on this list that have 0 votes and they still voted. And that's because they must have some amount. I can pop their names into Etherscan and check them. They must have some amount of ENS token. And even though their vote has practically, let's just say, no effect whatsoever on the outcome of this election, this vote, they are still participating. They are still having their voice get heard. And I think that's really, really powerful. Even though it's a vote for 0, it was still a vote. And I think it's a really powerful affirmation and participation and power in the system. And I'm really proud of people's participation.
Yeah, if I can jump in there, my sentiment on this as well is that, well, let's take it from a individual perspective. Maybe you're getting into Web3, maybe you're getting into ENS, whatever it might be, and you think that, well, just take this as this is the beginning of your reputation. It doesn't matter who you vote for, but the participation is the beginning of your reputation. It's the beginning of you saying, I took an interest in this. It's the beginning of saying, 5 years from now, you say, well, the first time I voted was, December 2022. Begin somewhere. It really doesn't matter when you begin, where you begin. Sorry, let's work on this. What matters is that you begin, not necessarily that it's something massive or whatnot. So even for your own benefit, this is a great opportunity to start and build up whatever that is. So whether you're interested in, I'm sure you're interested in all things, but whether it's Web3 domains, whether it's Helen stands at ENS Redirect, whether it's any other one, do take a look at them. They're very interesting. And at least for yourself, start building your own portfolio of, I was there, I was part of it. And also be proud of when you voted for someone, being able to say, I did it because I liked what they're doing, or I like what they're working towards. That's my 2 cents.
Love it. Very well said. Cool, man. Well, thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for being part of Metaverse Monday. At some point, we might definitely will go over other Metaverses. Can't wait to go through the other side. I definitely did 1 or 2 demos for the other side. It was amazing. We'll definitely be doing that when there's more to show.
Yeah.
Next time. And that might not be at a normal time. That might be whenever it is, because when those have happened for the other side, when those have happened in the past, they've just been scheduled because they want as many people to jump in at the same time. Because they're stress testing it. They're making 5,000 people load in the other side all at once, and they're making them all like do everything all at once, all move at the same time and talk at the same time, and it's been really good testing so far. But just exploring all these spatial metaverses, I think, is really important because I think it's like same thing ENS and crypto people. Like, not enough people are learning about ENS yet. Not enough crypto people, I think, are learning about the metaverse yet, and maybe they're trying to figure out which metaverse is going to be the winner. But I think there's a lot of value with participating now because you don't have to have land to participate in these metaverses. And, crypto voxels, you can find land to build on for free. You can, all these lands, people let you borrow their land for free. And so for me, like, I really enjoy this because I honestly believe this is going to be a significant part of, our metaverse future is these spatial metaverse lands.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think part of the kind of interacting with it now is also deciding on what that future is. So whilst it's not always building something on the land, it's saying, well, this is what I liked. So people will gravitate to the thing that they like doing. For example, last week we were sitting inside the DJ lounge, and so was everyone else. That's where everyone decided to go every week on a Monday night. They would regularly go there, and that's what they decided they wanted out of their metaverse. And so each time we try something is our subtle vote, or our small vote towards the thing that we want to see built out, improved, and it allows creators and, in some sense, developers to work out that's the demand. I mean, let's use the large conglomerates, the large entities, the Facebooks and the Twitters. They use data and they work out what do people like using, or what do we need to improve. And I think that's the same for the metaverse as well. So tinkering with one, they're all the same metaverse, but tinkering with one space and then another one and then another one. So Voxels, Decentraland, OnCyber, whatever else, they're all kind of letting you know as an individual, or discover as an individual, this is what I like, and then you'll find something for you. And the more people that do that, because we're not that unique, we'll start having that future being built out, and we'll get the metaverse that we want.
Yeah, and we're gonna do it by learning, and we're gonna do it by building, and we're gonna do it by learning and building together. So thanks for hanging out, 184. Where can people find you?
184.eth. Search that on Twitter. That's it. Thank you.
Love it. And I'm Gary Palmer Jr.E. Thank you for showing up. Like this video, subscribe, become a member at mintingcoins.com. And until next time, I'm glad that together we are minting coins.